Hello guys, welcome back to the Freddie Hale Football Podcast. It's episode 19 of the podcast. Today is a Q and A. A lot of you guys have sent in questions for me to answer, and it could be about anything, so I'm excited to get into the questions. Before this video starts, guys, please go down there and subscribe if you haven't already, and also please like the video. Let's try and get, we've got 12 likes on the last video, let's try and get, let's say 12 likes again on this video, guys. If you can beat 12, then maybe I'll up the like target. So prove me wrong and get 12 likes on this video, and please share with all friends and family. That is greatly appreciated. Shall we jump into the Q&A? Let's go. And also, if you haven't subscribed, go down there and subscribe. The road to 300 starts now, so help me get there as soon as possible. Shall we get into the questions? Let's go. For anyone that's sent in a question, I appreciate all the questions that you have sent in for me. The first question is, if you could have the day with one England footballer, who would it be and what would you do? Good question. Now, if one England footballer, I'd have to probably say Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is one of my favourite players at the moment. I just love the way that he just runs at players. He's really threatening. Obviously, as we've seen in the recent England game that he played. So I'd probably say Jack Grealish, and what would I do? Bit of everything, I think. I think we'd probably do like set pieces, maybe penalties, and maybe free kicks. I'm not very good at free kicks, so maybe he can teach me on doing that. And, I think he's just like a really down-to-earth person. So I think it'd be like a great conversation to have. And I think he'd be up for a challenge, really. So that is the one player that I would like to spend a day with if it was an England player. Thank you for that question. Moving on to the second question. Let's go. Second question is, who's your favourite Arsenal player and why? Ooh, it's actually quite a good question. There's a lot of players that I do like at Arsenal. Obviously, they haven't had the best of seasons, sorry. But my favourite Arsenal player, I'd probably have to say Saka. I'd probably say Bukayo Saka. And the reason is because just the way he's so young and he looks like he's a 25-year-old in his prime. He's incredible. But knowing Arsenal, we'll probably sell him on to Man City. He'll go on to be even better than he already is. Luckily, I think he's already tied down a contract. Yeah, I think he has actually. So fingers crossed, he stayed at Arsenal for the future, and he can be the real driving force in getting Arsenal back to the Champions League. Champions League. It's like a dream for Arsenal fans. But fingers crossed we can get back there one day. But yes, Bukayo Saka is my favourite footballer for Arsenal. Probably close second, maybe Martinelli, Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, then Martinelli. I love Smith Rowe, one of my favourite players. But yeah, Bukayo Saka. And maybe Tierney, actually. Tierney has to be up there as well. So actually, no, I'll change it. Saka, Tierney, Martinelli, Smith Rowe. That's what I'm going with. Moving on to the third question. Thanks for that question. Moving on to the third question. Next question then. For anyone starting out in football, what tips would you give? Wow, that's actually quite a good question. Obviously, I'm not an expert, but one of the tips that I would say is make sure you turn up to training on time. Make sure you're not late, just to have a good impression on your manager. Don't show off and play football simple. Don't do overcomplicate things really. So if you can see a pass, don't hog the ball, lay it off. Train a lot because it pays off in the long run. Work on both feet because even if your strong foot is good, for example, my weak foot's not as good as my strong foot. Yes, my strong foot is actually quite good, I think, for me really, but my right foot probably needs a bit of practice, as some people do say. But yeah, I'd say make sure you're committed, train a lot, eat the right foods. If you want to stay healthy, fit, then just keep going really. And if you want to make it to the top, then just make sure you're committed, on time to training, and just don't give up on it. If you see something failing, work on it, and hopefully you can rise up through the levels of grassroots football, and then hopefully the semi-professional / professional standard of football. So yeah, that's some tips for anybody that's getting new into football. There you go, guys. Moving on to the fourth question. Thanks for that question, by the way, as well. Now then, moving on to the 5th question, and this question is, how many penalties did you score on the weekend? I scored 1 penalty at the weekend. It was down the middle in a friendly. I scored the penalty. I'm very happy about it. I had a second penalty which I missed. I hit the bar, unfortunately, which I'm a bit annoyed about, but it is what it is. But yeah, I scored 1 penalty. I'm very pleased about it. I am the penalty taker for my team, but hopefully, we can, hopefully I can improve on my penalties in the future, really, because sometimes my penalties are not always good, but the penalty I think I took on Sunday was actually an alright penalty. It wasn't too bad. So I'm happy with the penalty, and, we'll move on in next season. Hopefully I can score some more penalties and maybe some goals not from set pieces. But yeah, I scored 1 penalty on the weekend and 1 hit the crossbar, unfortunately. So moving on to the 6th question. Thank you for that question. Moving on to the next one. The next question is, when are you supporting Chelsea? Well, if you wanted the answer for that, and I'll give it to you in one word: never. Never, never, never. I'm never supporting Chelsea, ever, ever, ever. And the reason is, I just don't like Chelsea. And yeah, people be like, well, Chelsea are a bigger club than Arsenal, and I can agree with you on that one. Chelsea are a bigger club than Arsenal at this point of time. Yes, Chelsea are a bigger club than us. Yes, they've just won the Champions League. Well done. They have a better squad than us. But no, I will never ever support Chelsea. You have a great team, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of your fans. Sometimes your fans can really, just make me not like your team as much. But no, I'll never support Chelsea. But I'm Arsenal through and through. Never change into the Blues. So I'm red and white through and through. And yeah, the Gunners. I'll never ever change to Chelsea and support them. No way. No way. So moving on to the 7th question. This is my Euro 2020 team. That a question was asked, can we see your fantasy team? Now here it is. So in goal, I've got Gianluigi Donnarumma. That's it, Gianluigi Donnarumma. In goal, cheap option, 5.6 million. Obviously, Italy have been incredible so far in the group stages. So fingers crossed, Donnarumma can, get a clean sheet maybe against Austria. I think he should be able to. Moving on, we got Van Aanholt at left back, very capable player. I think he got about 18 points in the last game week. So hopefully he can get an assist, maybe a goal. So my defence, moving on, we got Meunier. Obviously, he has been quite good actually in the Euro so far. So hopefully, as well as Van Aanholt, gets an assist, because assists can boost up your points in Euro 2020. Guerrero, another one. He didn't have the best of games against, who was it? Who was it? I think it was, France. I'd like to say France, but hopefully he can get me some points against Belgium. Bit of a tough game, but hopefully he can get me a couple of points there. Denzel Dumfries been incredible in this tournament. Probably been in my team of the tournament of the group stages so far. Been incredible, pretty much outstanding to be honest with you. Midfield, we got Wijnaldum. Now, just moved to Barcelona, scored 2 goals in the last game, I think it was. Incredible player. Czech Republic, you expect him to at least maybe get an assist in that game. Czech Republic, yes, they finished second in the England group, but realistically, I can only see one winner in that game, and that being Netherlands. Sorry, yeah, I can only see one winner in that. That will be Netherlands. So I've gone with Wijnaldum at midfield. De Bruyne just come back from his, I think it was like an eye injury, but yeah, he came back and had an incredible performance, and I thought, who better to put him on midfield than Kevin De Bruyne? He'll definitely get me a goal or an assist this weekend, hopefully, fingers crossed. Sterling, now you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Raheem Sterling, but yeah, I put him in there. Hopefully he can get me a goal or maybe an assist against Germany. He's England's top goal scorer at the moment, so fingers crossed he can get us a goal. Insigne, yes, he's been incredible. Small, small, so he's able to get round players quite easily. Very good player. You know, Austria, again, same as Donnarumma. Hopefully he can get me an assist, maybe a goal or assist, maybe fingers crossed. Then I've captained Memphis to Pi. And the only reason I've done that is because it's against Czech Republic, and I think he can get maybe a couple of goals in that game, maybe an assist as well. As well as I've got Ronaldo as well, who's playing Belgium. I wouldn't put him as captain, but they're playing Belgium, and I think it'll be quite a cagey game between them two. He may get a goal, Ronaldo, but I've gone with Depay as my captain. Now, that is my fantasy team. Looking at my previous weeks, 32 points there, 20 points in match day 2, and 38 points in match day 1. I haven't had the best of match days on Euro 2020. I'm not amazing at fantasy football, but I'm going to try again in the Premier League one. Hopefully I'll do well. But yeah, hopefully this week I get quite a lot of points from my squad. What do you guys think of my squad? I think it's quite a decent squad. Let me know over my Instagram, which is _ the Freddie Hale podcast _, which I'll leave at the bottom of the description down below. So make sure to go over there and check my Instagram out and give me a follow if you haven't already. My bench, Aaron Ramsdale, Ben White, Ryan Colwill and Adam Hoslek. Yes, I just put these guys on the bench. Thought they're like the cheapest players on the game in their position. So yeah, that is my fantasy team. Moving on to the last question, but a great question, as you guys probably wanted to see my fantasy team and I've shown you. If you guys want to see a fantasy football video, drop this video a like and I'll maybe do it in the future with maybe a special guest. So if you want to see that, drop this video a like. But yeah, that is my fantasy team. Moving on to the last question. I think for a couple, I have not said thank you for the questions. So thank you for the questions, guys. I really do appreciate it. Moving on to the final question. Who is your favourite footballer and why? Ooh, it's a good question, you know. Very good question. At the moment, referring back to the England question, excuse me, nearly burped. Who is your favourite footballer and why? I'd probably have to say Jack Grealish again. The guy is just incredible. What a footballer. What I would do to take him at Arsenal, obviously, he is my dream signing. It will never happen in a million years, so I won't have to worry about that. But, Jack Grealish, he's such a good footballer. He's just like that one footballer would make Arsenal look at least a bit more exciting again. Yes, we're linked with Maddison as well. I'd love Maddison as well. But if it came to either Grealish or Maddison, I'd probably take Grealish. But Grealish will cost a lot of money, whether we would be willing to pay that much. But saying that though, we'll be willing to pay 70 million for Maddison. Oh, if we could have Grealish at Arsenal, it would be incredible. And obviously referring back to why, I love the way he drives at players. It's incredible. He's got a lot of flair. He's just like an unbelievable footballer, and he just, you know, he takes football fans' breath away every time he plays football. He is just unstoppable, really, sometimes. And I think he deserves his big move away from Aston Villa. Sorry, Villa fans, but he deserves his big move to a team in the Champions League. Not my club, definitely. We're not even in the Conference League, let alone the Champions League. So, no, we'll never sign Jack Grealish. But, you know, Jack Grealish is my favourite footballer, and fingers crossed we can get him at some point. Never going to happen, but who knows. Thank you guys for today's video. I really do appreciate all of your support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for 200 subscribers. The next milestone is 300 subscribers. Thank you for all the questions, guys, that you have sent in for this video. I've been Freddie Hale. This has been episode 19. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye for now.